implementation. I feel like before you can build, there needs to be something you're thinking about. And if you're thinking about something, it needs to because like you need to have some effect to get. Like for example, if you're thinking to build a particular product, you want to build a product, so there needs to be you have to be able to think about the product first.
Good day, everyone. Good day, everyone. So, welcome to one on one. Like I've been saying in our previous post, this is a sit up where we discuss with people that have made breakthrough one way or the other in tech, and so we discuss with them, have them questions, and I'll be able to make these changes, these breakthroughs. Questions that many of us have in our hearts, and we're not able to answer. So this today we have a guest whose name is Agbola Tokwe, who was once a designer, a UI designer, but now he's a software engineer. So this today I'm going to be asking questions, and I was able to make that shift, that change, a career progression, and I have been able to sustain this carry this going so far. And so I believe you're going to learn a very good lesson in this little discussion. So please stick with us and enjoy. Okay, so Mr. Tokwe, good evening. Yeah, we are in the evening. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? You're welcome to our one-on-one sit up where we discuss with people once, like I've explained, where we discuss with people and we ask them some certain questions and take that meet them and how they handle some certain situations. So, as I've discussed with you before now, our topic for this discussion is how in designing and programming, which is more important, and how you have been able to collaborate on these two different aspects before now. So, before I go deep into into more of the discussion, I know you're once a designer, and I know you're now a programmer, a software engineer. So, I want to ask, how were you able to why did you make that shift in the first place? How did you make that change from designer, because I'm also a designer and I know a little bit of CS, HTML and
CSS.
CSS, HTML and CSS.
Yeah.
So why did you move from CSS, from designing Figma, Photoshop and all of those stuff to HTML and CSS to the point where you're now a software engineer?
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, Ebenezer. Thank you for having me here, and it's good to be here as well. So, what I would say led to the shift of me moving from the design field to being a developer field is curiosity. That is just the basic part of it. Yeah, curiosity. Like I started designing, and I felt like I think there's more to this design of a thing. Like I want to know how this thing works in it, like how users interact with it. Design is just like just blocks of rectangles and shapes, right? But there's more to design. It means the physical, like the implementation of design. So it was just out of curiosity, just testing stuff out.
Wow, curiosity made wow. So people like us now that we've not been able to fully make that shift, we are not yet fully curious enough. But then you're actually right. What made me
You
to
know,
what made me pick up HTML and CSS is the drive to want to know how these things actually do respond. How are they being responsive? Because whenever I design and the programmer says, this thing is not visible, I get tired of that. It's not what's not visible. This thing moved on Figma. I prototyped on Figma and it moved. So I started to, and then I realized I got to understand where they're coming from. So I very much understand where you're coming from. Curiosity. So my second question, that will lead to my second question. As a designer who have been handing off projects to programmers before you became a full-time software engineer, how are you now able to correlate these two knowledge together now that you're a software engineer?
okay. I would say, okay, for example, yeah, it's not a conscious effort, right? I think it works subconsciously. Like you don't even know it when you are doing them. Like for example, let's say you're starting a new project, right, with the full team, the front end, back end, the designer, product manager, and every other part of the team, right? So at first, yeah, it makes it easier for me to collaborate with designers fast. Like let us understand this user journey, where's the user coming from? How are we solving this particular problem that we're trying to solve, and what approach are we taking to get? Now, and there are days where I just wake up some days and enter Pinterest and send my designers design snippet that they can use, more of a mood board, right? We have to collaborate together so that we can understand whatever we are working on at that point in time. So, okay, there were days where we are working on a particular project here because at that point we have a lot of project we are working on. So our designer was not having that luxury of time to work on a particular project. I myself can chip in and also work on those things myself. Why? Because I have those knowledge. So it makes like it bridges the gap, and it makes the workflow smoother and faster. People used to say something, probably you have to do design, or like probably design better than code, or code better than design. I feel like they complement each other. Like it makes you like you will just have that subconscious effect at work when you're once a design, like if you have a design experience and a developer experience as well.
Okay, so don't let me be too fast on it. But then you made mention of something now. You said it's good if you have the designing experience, and it's good when you have the programming experience. Like for instance, me as a designer, I'm not trying to be a software engineer, at least not now. In fact, I'm not even seeing it anytime soon. I'm deviating into, I'm not deviating, I'm like use the word delving into project management. Project management. But then I saw the need of having the knowledge of HTML and CSS, at least if not fully, but at least the basics of JavaScript. So I'm able to effectively collaborate with my programmers whenever they are working on my project or something I designed. So now there's a very good argument that comes among tech teams. Okay, designers are needed in the team compared to the programmers and vice versa. So before I ask you the next question, please can you just shed more light on it, on that part, on that argument? Because I don't know if they have that discussion in your office, like in your office, but then if they have it in your office, who do you back? Like having to put on that cap, like the vote cap. Who do you side? Are you allowed to side anybody, or do you just okay? No, I'm neutral and I don't have the discussion or something like that. So what do you have to just say on that before we just go to the next question?
Okay. We have work banters, right? I used to say all the designers to do is just create rectangles on Figma, and that's what they call it a day. And we are not doing actually like the actual job where we probably bring stuff to life, right? But like I said earlier, I said something that they like it's not a war, right? They have to complement one another. For example, is the conversation of do we have chicken before we have the eggs? Do we have the beauty before we have architecture? Do you get designs before implementation? I feel like before you can build, there needs to be something you're thinking about. And if you're thinking about something, it needs to because like you need to have some effect. You get like for example, if you're thinking to build a particular product, you want to build a product, so there needs to be you have to be able to think about the product first, then sketch something. Like people are looking at design as probably a Figma and the canvas on Figma. Design is way more than that. Design is just probably me ideating about a particular project and drawing sketches on my book. That is design as well. You get
Yeah.
and developers too. That is where we might have to sketch some stuff on our book. Okay, there's a new field called design engineers that knows how to design well. Do you get? So those guys now can like if you see them, they're actually really good, like better than like it's like the best out of the two fields. Do you get something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I think it just complements one another. It's not this or this, this or this or this. Do you get? You have to be able to think about whatever you want to do first, then implement it. So design and development needs to be like I feel like okay, ideally I feel like they are from one family. Do you get whatever you want to development, whatever you want to develop, you have to design them first. Even though you're not on Figma or on Sketch, you have to be able to think about it and design it in your mind. You have to be able to see it before building it. Do you get?
Yeah.
So I feel like you just complement each other. It's not really more of a banter. But at work, we can just make it a banter. Like, come on, we are better, they are not better, or something like that. Yeah.
Don't let us go. Don't let us go to that because we will not finish it today. So okay, I don't know. That leads me to my next question. This question leads to my next question because you just said now they are form of like they complement each other and all. But then I don't know whether you follow the last config, whether you watched the last Figma config that they did this month, their latest updates. So if you did not, let me just bring you up to speed. So now Figma is becoming the ultimate collaborating tool, the ultimate playground for both designers, programmers, project managers, even content creators. Like they're just so much bridging the gap. Now you can actually publish a site on Figma. You can bring your clients to your Figma to come and pick up designs, come and pick up deliverables from your Figma, even without having to go outside Figma. Like Figma is becoming the ultimate tool for tech in general. So now that we can program on Figma, we can design on Figma, we can even bring out ideas on Figma. With Figma Make, there's this AI that Figma is also launched, Figma Make, where you can actually put in your ideas, your designs, and you can prototype and all of those things. So now where do we stand? Now we as designers and we as programmers, where do you stand? What do you think we as designers and as programmers, now that we are collaborating, when do you think we can stand with this new update? How can we make this update of our own benefit? How can we improve on what we have now with what Figma is giving us? How can we leverage on these resources to become the ultimate, let me use that word, don't let me use that word because it's the right word, the ultimate development team that we're made to be?
Okay. Like I said earlier, these two fields were meant to complement each other, right?
Yes.
So for example, like I was in a group where designers were saying they don't need developers anymore. Why? Because now Figma can do probably basically everything. Do you get something like that?
Yes.
And I was like, it's not that you don't need developer anymore. Like from the old thing, design and development come from the same parents. You want to build. There's a reason why they take out design out of it. Okay, now for example, let's say UI UX. Yeah, There's UI and there's user experience. There's some people that what they do basically is just user experience. They don't design, they just do user experience. User experience is
Very
a broad,
true.
like broader field. You get from user
Yes.
experience we have user interface because it's part of the experience as well. So like I said, design and development and in the same model, but because expertise needs to be grown in some. Okay, now so you're telling me, okay, how long do you think it will take a designer, right, working on Figma to design and build a fully fledged app, as opposed to probably two designers working on that design and build a fully fledged app, as opposed to someone who knows how to design well and someone who knows how to develop well. Do you get? It
The
will
time will
be
be
easier. Okay, now
different.
for example, there was a designer that I was working with here. After this guy has done with the designs, he goes into Figma or Framer now, prototype he designed from me. Do you get? So instead of me trying to understand the thought process or something, I can just view the prototype and build from the prototype and build faster with the prototype as well.
Yes, yes.
So stuff like that is what make those tools easier and better for us. Not like a tool is trying to ship out, like it's trying to chase out the other field, or the other field is trying to chase out the other to get. Someone was getting an idea where we have vibe coding as well, where a developer can just enter an AI and build stuff. Now, if you need quality, like we cannot take out the effect of quality from any conversation. You still need someone, like you still need an expertise in a particular field to produce quality in that field.
Yes,
Like
true. That's
let us
true.
be real and factual. We've seen a lot of design template generated by AI and stuff, right?
Nothing
But
to
if you
write
look
home about.
into them, they might be generic. So you still need someone specified in a field. Okay, now you can okay, someone said something also that he looked at some of those UI built by Figma make and the Figma prototype and published in as well. I said the codes are well and enough and stuff. Now it's going to get to a day where to build a code is easy, but to maintain a code base is different. You still need someone who has an idea on how to maintain a code base and how to build and how to understand a code. Now, it like a designer can enter Figma, right?
Yes.
Build like move shapes together, enter Figma prototype, enter Figma dev mode or whatever Figma makes, right? You get and publish a well good design. If you want to iterate on the design, it's fine. Now, but let's say building a large scale product, now you start seeing the need for other fields to come in.
Hmm.
You get
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. So no matter what it is that we are getting from Figma, we will not still need to remove the place of the hands-on coders and the programmers because they still make the difference. They still make the difference. And these tools are, as much as they are good, they help to make us better at the same time. But at the same time, they should not let us push away the resources that we have currently on ground. So thank you very much, Mr. Tokpe, and I really appreciate it. Mr. Tokpe, I really appreciate your time. So thank you very much
Thank you
once
very
again, and we hope to have you some other time also. So thank you very much. This has been a wonderful conversation. I really
much. My
appreciate.
pleasure.
So thank you very much, and have a wonderful night.